Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, along with my beautiful wife Christy today, and we are about to head into, oh wait, where are we? We're coming to you live from Frederick, Maryland. We are in front of the National Museum of Civil War Medicine. What do you know about Civil War medicine?
It was archaic.
Archaic. It was all about sawing off legs while you were conscious, drinking liquor instead of taking anesthesia, and dying from diarrhea.
I don't know about you, but I've never been that drunk.
What, that someone could just saw your leg off? Well, I think you had to be drunk, and then you had to have like 10 people hold you down. Where you're like, wait a minute, this hurts just as bad. The only difference is I'm drunk. So, yeah, this should be graphic. Let's go outside. Follow us. Ooh, apparently it's not what we think. We need to come in and learn the truth. All about the truth. There's these fancy socks here in the gift shop. You can get Poe socks, Michelle Obama socks, Uncle Sam the Cat socks, drug socks. Here's the myths involved with the Civil War medicine, which is basically everything that I said during the intro of this video. They were not butchers. They did not have ineffective drugs. They didn't just use booze. This knife is used for vaccinations. I'm not really sure how that would work, how a knife would assist in vaccinating someone. Maybe you cut a hole in them and then pour the disease in the hole. There's some teaching bones used to teach some Civil War era doctors how bones worked.
Instrument used to rid the body of diseased or tainted blood.
Oh, so this is where you cut the body open and get all the bad blood out?
Yes.
And just leave the good blood in?
Yes.
What disturbs me is the fact that that tongue depressor is so massively huge. Christy, can you guess where in the human body these bones are found?
Spine, the rib.
Oh, hold on, we gotta check for the answer. So that's the spine? Okay. You think that's a rib? Oh, what's this?
I think that's an arm bone of some kind. Maybe.
Arm bone. Oh yeah, it's an arm bone. And what's this little nugget right here? Mystery nugget.
Maybe ankle?
Heel.
Heel.
You were way off. Okay, so I guess these soldiers all had medical conditions that you have to guess if they were sent home or if they were allowed to be a soldier. This guy, Caleb, he didn't have a big toe. Sent home. You can't have a soldier with only one toe. This guy
had 9 toes.
This guy had syphilis. Became a soldier. Scratch it and keep on moving. This guy was Walter had habitual drunkenness. Sent home. Says especially the heavy drinking caused physical problems. It was, however, not a reason for discharge once in service. Okay, so if you started drinking after you were a soldier, you had to stick it out. What about this guy who's a convicted felon? Was he sent home? And look at he looks like a convicted felon. He's all crazy eyed.
I think take him. Oh,
sent home. Not allowed to become a soldier.
Wow. This guy was sent home because they were trained to shoot out of the right eye.
Oh, so if you're
left eye though became a soldier.
So if you're blind in the right eye, you couldn't be a soldier, but if you're blind in the
left eye, you could.
Obesity. Otis was too fat. We just sent home. Okay.
I would be sent home.
That's why I maintain the weight I do, so I don't get drafted. This is Henry Clay Thurston, the tallest soldier to serve, and the shortest soldier to serve was this little fellow here, 3'8". I think that may just be a toddler pretending to be a soldier. Here's a Civil War era ambulance. It's kind of disturbing that it's basically just dripping with blood. This guy here has been injured. And he's got quite a dirty face as well. There's some bloody socks. Here's some of the fun diseases they had during the Civil War. Diarrhea, gangrene, malaria, measles, rheumatism, STDs. Here's some Union soldiers camping. Got this guy playing the big banjo right there. Ooh, they're eating peaches.
There's a tin type of a horse that belonged to a surgeon.
Oh yeah.
Just highly unusual because...
Yeah, any 10 types of animals are really rare because you have to hold still so long that animals can't be like trusted to to move. You know, they'll move around and then it won't look like anything. Here's a crocheted chest set that a soldier carried with him.
Where's all the gross stuff?
You said, where's all the gross stuff?
Yeah, I wanted to see saws.
I think we're getting to that. Did you know diarrhea was the #1 killer during the Civil War? Imagine if diarrhea was the #1 killer today. I'd be so dead. There's some soldiers helping this guy here. He's like, oh gosh, I have diarrhea. I think this here is supposed to be a dead corpse. I'm not gonna show what you're pointing at because I don't know if that's even allowed on YouTube. But yeah, there's a big old picture of just a pile of severed feet.
Found it.
Found the gross stuff. Yay.
Hey.
And here's what we all came for: Civil War surgery. He's putting this guy out with a funnel, maybe using some ether in there, and then these guys over here in their little straw caps.
Stolen from the Amish museum.
What? They're sawing off this guy's leg right there. When he wakes up from his ether dream, he's gonna be bummed. And check out this guy down here. He's waiting his turn. Oh, this is interesting. It shows your mortality rate with different amputations. So if you have your toe amputated, you have a 6% chance of living. But as it goes up your body, it gets more and more dangerous.
No, I think it's 6% chance of dying.
Yeah. 6% chance of dying. So 33% chance of dying if you get lower leg cut off. You definitely don't want your hip amputated because that's an 83% chance of dying. And your fingers, go ahead and get your fingers chopped off. It's not gonna hurt. Here's a Civil War amputation kit. Imagine all the wonderful things that have been performed out of this box. Here is the Antietam arm. This is just a naturally mummified arm. It was found, said it was not amputated, that it was torn off the body. You can see it's really gross. So yeah, and they don't know whose it is, so they can't return it. So here it sits in the museum. What are they? Artery forceps?
Yeah.
To hold your arteries open? Amputate with knives for amputating. Oh man. None of this stuff seems like it would be fun to have jammed in your body.
Bone file.
Bone file? Ugh. Oh yeah, it's for filing down bones when they get too big. Here is your drug cabinet. There's some Ipecac. They still use that today to keep you from throwing up. And then there is some opium right there. They use that today too. Here's a Civil War hospital scene. Over here, that's, you know, this surgeon right here is, how are you feeling today, sir? And this guy's like, oh, I just wanted to ask, you know, this is gonna grow back, right? I guess this nun here is consoling this guy here, or praying for him rather. There's a wax model of what a dried gangrenous hand looks like. See, being injured during the Civil War is absolutely no fun. Do horrible things to your body. Oh man. That guy had his leg lopped off. That bottle, it says Spiritus Absolutus. That almost sounds like something out of Harry Potter. This is interesting. I've never heard of this before. This is a clothespin penny doll. And apparently the veterans who were injured in the war would sell these to make money, and they would actually base them off themselves. You can see one of the legs is shorter than the other, so they would actually build like little dolls of themselves, including their amputations, to raise money. Oh, and these knives here are actually for amputees, so you can use one hand, so that's like a knife fork where you could cut your food and then use the fork on it without having to switch hands. Here is a wooden prosthetic arm and an invalid feeding cup where they would actually have a spout so they could easily pour it into their mouth. The invalid feeding cup isn't a very nice name though. Some dental tools which look really fun. There's some partial denture. This here is a holding coffin used to preserve dead bodies before they're buried. They would pack ice on the bottom, pack ice on the top, put the corpse in the middle, and it would keep it nice and fresh. And here is the embalming process. That is the, I guess the embalmer. And here's the corpse that he's currently working on. You can see it's got a tube in its neck. Here we move into modern day. Kind of showing the difference between prosthetic legs. This is an old wooden prosthetic leg, and there's a more modern one right there. Fortunately for today's soldiers, the medical equipment is a little less terrifying looking. There's an artificial leg. It's belonged to Union Private Peleg Bradford. Really odd that his name is Peleg, and he had a peg leg. Peleg's peg leg. You can't make that up. Here's some Civil War era bone fragments, and actually give the name of the owner. This guy died from wounds in Frederick, Maryland. There's Benjamin Boyd, John Harris, John Delaney, Patrick Doyle, and John Sewell. Oh wow, this is a temporary grave marker. Apparently they would throw down grave markers on the battlefield so they could later identify the soldiers. It's a really interesting way. They use dog tags nowadays to identify soldiers. There's some Civil War soldiers. I like these tubes, the little toys. And then this tube just has organs in it. Human organs. And why shouldn't the National Museum of Civil War Medicine, why shouldn't they have their own brand of beer? Civil War Medicine chocolate bars, and then some chocolate bullets. Remember, kids, don't put real bullets in your mouth. So that was the National Museum of Civil War Medicine. Did you learn anything, Christy?
No.
No? Well, I guess what they're saying in there is that, Civil War medicine, not as bad as you might think. They don't just get you drunk, they give you medicine, but it's still the worst thing imaginable. So, there you go.
I'm gonna have dental nightmares.
The dental stuff freaked you out?
Yeah.
What part? What do they do to your teeth?
I don't know, they probably weren't rusty back then, but they extract your teeth with those terrible things. And just imagine like the pain you'd be in.
Yeah, I don't want... Someone should open up like a hipster vintage Civil War dentist office. It's money on the table. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching. If you like the other places we've been, check the interactive map in the description. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider buying a t-shirt. Consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more a month with your postcard once a month. But for now, this one's
In the bag.
Yeah.